It's August 26th, 2025. My name is Allie. Welcome to my channel, Prodigal Allie. I'm checking in after a rather intense episode of rolling around with the pigs in reference to the parable of the prodigal son. And in this case, the pigs were ants, automatic negative thinking, and they were fire ants, and it resulted in a almost total nervous breakdown, psychotic break, 3-day anxiety attack with 2 acute episodes of uncontrollable panic. And I'm sharing this video because I appreciate real updates from people, especially people who I followed, who I looked to for inspiration and strength when I was exiting the Jehovah's Witness organization cult. I've been out mentally since 2016. I was reborn in Christ in 2016, officially kicked out because I got baptized in this lake, actually right over there, November 30th, 2018. They found out in 2019, kicked me out. That's my backstory. I'm 46 years old. I definitely have a very long history of alternatively treated mental health issues, and some Western treated too. I'm always researching CPTSD, polyvagal nerve theory, central nervous system regulation. And you can research that stuff all you want, read all the books, do the videos and webinars and the courses, spend more money. It's all good stuff. But yesterday, it became blaringly obvious that we can't do this alone. And once again, I was rescued by my friends locally and certainly internationally via beautiful comments of support and encouragement. And I thank each and every one of you for taking the time to send me those messages and make those phone calls, because it got pretty gnarly. It's been a rough year. I know it's been a rough year for many people. And if you're having a good year, you know what rough years look like too. This is the cycle of life. Today it is a beautiful sunny day. The lake is calm. There are no waves. That is not guaranteed for tomorrow. The whole world could go up in flames. I guess I just wanted to share a little update about my mom. She turned 80 in May. I know her videos on my channel helped a lot of people wake up, give themselves permission to walk away, because if this organization can treat a woman who gave 61 years of her life to the organization, many, many years of regular pioneering, special pioneering, and she's not even disassociated or disfellowshipped. But on July 15th, this is a public service announcement. This is my platform. This is my platform now. UTIs kill old people. I bet you were not expecting me to say that. Yeah. UTIs. Let's talk about hygiene. And not even like if you're not washing yourself. But if you're dehydrated, whatever, they're apparently extremely common in older people. And the symptoms don't show up like they do in younger people. They show up as psychosis, severe confusion, and falling. And obviously falls are very dangerous for older people because they can't get up, they could break a hip, get a concussion, have a brain bleed, and certainly die. So yeah, my mom had 3 consecutive falls 3 days in a row, and I will end this video with a video with her. And it's been a roller coaster. I have learned a lot in a short amount of time about the completely broken assisted living and nursing home care for people, especially people who live here in the United States. I don't know how it is in Europe. It's awful here, and it's so expensive. So just to give you an example, she had this fall, and because she's on blood thinners, I took her to the ER because her head was just scary. They did a CT scan, checked a bunch of stuff, but did not order a UA, a urinary analysis. So at this point, I didn't know that was what was causing the confusion and the falling. So they released her, and I took her back home. Like, what am I supposed to do? So when I checked on her the very next morning, after she didn't answer her phone, I found her on the floor again. At this point, we had the conversation that she could not live at home alone anymore. Thus began my rapid, desperate search for a good, safe, assisted living situation. We moved her stuff during a tornado watch. There actually was a tornado touchdown like an hour from where we live. Tucked her into bed after moving her bed, chair, dresser, TV, blah, 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 to keep her comfortable. And went there the next morning and found her on the floor again. I guess I'm going into all the details to just kind of share, like, this is how little the Jehovah's Witness organization cares about their people who gave their money, their time, their sweat equity, their everything to the organization. Their children, I mean, talk about child sacrifice. My mom basically sacrificed my childhood to the organization. It's so ironic, hilarious that they just did their U-turn on higher education, because I was one of those people, stupidly gave up a full ride scholarship to university because my mother, this is why we have some issues, wanted me to be a house cleaner, because then you only have to work part-time and you can pioneer, and the system isn't going to last that long anyway. The year was 1998. We weren't going to make it past the year 2000. Why go to university? And I don't want to go now. I don't even know like math basics anymore. Anyway, yeah. So I gave up that full scholarship because, oh my goodness, especially here in the Midwest, I'm in Wisconsin, you were considered extremely spiritually weak, and the more spiritual parents would not allow their children to hang out with you if you were going to college. Get a factory job, ruin your body with repetitive stress, let your mind melt with lack of learning and stimulation, because you have divine education and the Awake magazine, which gives you a college education in 7 years. I haven't been able to cash in on that. Doesn't apply on a work application. I read 21 years of Awake magazines. I have a PhD in life. No, I don't. Anyway, yeah, so long story short, my mom was in the hospital for 5 nights. She was in and out of consciousness by day 3 when a friend finally alerted me to, hey, get her checked for a UTI. So that, Shireen, you saved my mom's life. Yeah, 5 nights in a hospital, 5 miserable days in a nursing home, which I hear is where a lot of the nurses do crack. Great. Yeah. So, yeah, that wasn't fun. That was stressful, but such is life. And what else happened? I guess it's just the accumulation of 20, 30 years, I guess 46 years, because I think the stress starts even in utero when your mother is worried about all the organizational stuff that you worry about, like being accepted by your friends and da-da-da-da-da and whatever. So that gets transmitted to a baby in utero. Yeah. So I had a psychotic break over the weekend. Made a ugly cry post on my Facebook, and that community really rescued me. So I thank you so much. And shame on the Jehovah's Witnesses who completely dropped my mom like she's a nuclear bomb about to explode. So she's paying people to hang out with her, because I realize, like, I can't do it all. I can't be there all the time. And she's living in isolation. And for an older person who's not mobile, that will absolutely cause depression, whether they admit it or not. And yeah, it's so sad. And of course, we as individuals, no matter what your age is, have to take personal responsibility into creating and forming new friendships and being a friend. But it definitely gets harder when you're, like I said, older and not as mobile. So, her own blood sister, and I don't want to say this to shame her, because I know she's a victim of the organization, but she didn't go to my dad's funeral 3.5 years ago, hasn't visited her sister since probably 4 or 5 years. Well, I guess she came when my dad was in hospice briefly. I alerted to her, because we didn't know if my mom was going to live or die. So I alerted my aunt to the situation. Did she come down and visit? No, but on the phone she talked about how she's still regular pioneering at the age of 82. Storing up treasures in heaven. And again, this is not a personal attack. It's just a snapshot of how a fully indoctrinated Jehovah's Witness thinks. But she's sent messages to my mom like, I can't hang out with you because you associate with your daughter who's an apostate. And then she had the audacity to leave me a message saying, well, we do still love you. And I'm thinking, words like that out of the mouth of a Jehovah's Witness, we do still love you. So I responded with the scripture where Jesus cursed the fig tree because it didn't have any fruitage. In other words, love is not something you say to people. It's proven by how you treat people. Like the parable of the Good Samaritan. And Jehovah's Witnesses have rotten fruit when it comes to love. So on that note, I need to remind myself to celebrate that I've been emancipated from that. You know, we Shawshank redemptioned ourselves out of that prison. Some people crawl back because it's all they know and they don't know how to live on the outside. And it is what it is without judgment. I guess it's just, you know, you look at it with pity. And I'm just out here working on myself. Today is day 1 of 75 hard. And today my 75 hard is a gentle stroll on the beach because I have a torn meniscus in my knee, but at least I'm not sitting on the couch. If you've never heard of 75 hard, check it out. It's pretty incredible. Mental toughness. All right, I'm gonna sign off on my beach walk. I'm gonna keep strolling and rolling, and I'll pop in at my mom's and she'll say hi, and I'll see you in 75 days. Thanks for letting me be real. Some of us have more physical ailments, like, I don't know. Let me think of something. We need glasses because we're nearsighted and we can't help it that we have to wear glasses. And imagine saying to someone like, take your glasses off. You look better without them. I have mental illness. So when people tell me to just snap out of it or go see a therapist, oh gee, I never thought of that. I've gone to therapy. Many therapists. It's like telling someone who can't see to just squint and try harder. So I guess let's all just give each other a break, show each other grace, pray for those who are drunk on Kool-Aid of whatever institution it is that they're enslaved to, like the elephant who has the chain around its foot, chained to a chair and thinks that it can't move. And may all of these watchtowers collapse. They will. But that's in God's time. They're already crumbling. The bricks are falling apart. May more people find freedom. God bless. Bye for now. All right, we're back. Here she is. I feel like we're those Muppets who are in the balcony. That's who we used to be at the Kingdom Hall, always passing notes and judging the speaker when he didn't say a word right.
We did that?
Mom, tell us about how you are.
Well, I am very, very grateful that I have made progress, and I feel
Progress from what?
progress from 3 falls that I knew were not happening. I mean, I did not know anything was happening until you came and found me on the floor. Did I actually summon you? Did I actually communicate with you?
The first fall you got off the floor and called me. The second fall I called you twice and you didn't answer, so I came here and I found you on the floor, and you had been on the floor for 3 hours. Or so you said.
Well, I don't remember that I was able to communicate to you at all for any fall. Well, anyway, and on the 3rd fall in assisted living, I turned out looking like a raccoon. It was very black eyes. It was crazy. And
I had just made a little video on the beach, and I'm adding this to that video, and I had mentioned like how you gave 61 years to the Jehovah's Witness organization and they've all dumped you. But to just be like honest, obviously, for like their safety, 2 different of the hundreds of Jehovah's Witnesses you know here locally, 2 families have visited you and we greatly appreciate their concern and love in action.
very well said. Yeah. Oh, so, then after a week in the hospital and a week in a nursing home, which I thought I'd never go to, and Allie said there was a lot of things that she didn't want to be responsible for as I got older, and who knew what was going to happen. But she has done everything. And well, I changed her diapers, so
yeah. Anyway, yeah, so she's living at home, have some home help coming, and should we take a walk around the cemetery?
Well, after doing the shower and
Okay, blah, blah, blah.
too much.
I guess not. We just wanted to pop in and say hi, and to everybody who's shown love from far distances through messages, phone calls, texts, letters.
Many things.
It's
many things.
priceless and invaluable, and we thank you so much, because
Right.
it's hard leaving a cult, starting life over, but if she can do it, if I can do it, if we can do it, you can do it too.
And the big news is that yesterday and the day before, I actually drove my car for the first time in well over a month and felt comfortable and fine about it. I went just a short distance to get blood drawn.
All right, well, TMI. Talk to y'all later, and freedom.
Yeah. Bye.
Hi, I know my videos are super disjointed, but I just wanted to add this one last thing, and it's in reference to the thumbnail of this video. The lighting is bad. My big nose, my dad's big Slovenian nose, is the Orwellian animal farm quackery of Watchtower, especially like now with higher education, like all this crazy nonsense, and they just bank on Jehovah's Witnesses being dumb, and some of them are like willful ignorance, aka stupidity. But anyway, just painting the barn door, like when Kenneth Floden called apostates human garbage and threw the like balsamic vinegar soaked bread into the garbage pail with like the skull and poison symbol on it. All we can do is laugh. And I mean, back to Orwell's Animal Farm and the final scene, like who's sleeping in the master's bed? The pigs? Oh boy. But I was listening when I couldn't sleep this morning. I was listening to Tucker Carlson's latest interview with, I don't even know who this guy is. I haven't like really listened to his stuff, but he's a pastor, and he said some pretty like not even controversial, just audacious things. Like, I love rapists. I abhor rape, but I love the person because that person is still a human being made in the image of God. It's like, that's radical. I don't know if I'm quite there. I don't think I'm quite there where I could say I love Kenneth Floden or I love Stephen Lett. I just got to work on loving Allie right now. But, and the other postscript I just wanted to say is truly, truly from the bottom of my heart. And this applies to my aunt or any Jehovah's Witness who's shunned me or hurt me or whatever. If that person came to me and said, I am so sorry, I was under the influence of Watchtower, I'm disgusted by how I treated you, please forgive me, in a nanosecond I would say absolutely, of course, absolutely. So absolutely, that's how I know I feel, that when people do wake up from their Watchtower Kool-Aid drunkenness and realize, whoa, I was drunk driving for 45 years or 65 years and I did a ton of hit and runs, but I wasn't even conscious. Please forgive me. Yes, I forgive you. Okay, that's the end of the video. Bye for now.